Please welcome all the speakers with a round of applause. Dr. Tripta Thakur, Director General, National Power Training Institute. Subodh Nigam, Director Technical, MP Power Generation Corporation. Rameshwar Chaturvedi, GMIT and SCADA, MP Madhya Vidyut Vitaran Company Limited. Rajesh R, Additional Chief Technical Manager, ANERT. Johnson Daniel, Head, NMEEE and DSM Division, Energy Technologist, Energy Management Center, Kerala. Subhash Bankey, Head IT, Adani Energy Solutions Limited. Please welcome all the speakers with a round of applause. To moderate this panel, I would like to invite on stage Rajneesh, Group Editor, APAC Media.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. And it's always a challenging hour post-lunch. So I'm hoping all the panelists have interesting tidbits to share that would energize all the listeners. Okay, so the topic is digital transformation in sustainable infrastructure from data to decision. And we have a very esoteric set of panelists representing different organizations from different states across the country. And they are all involved in different aspects of digital transformation as a whole is I can say, a composite set of multiple activities. And each of them are involved in those different activities. So a common generic question I will put to all the panelists is basically, in your digital transformation journey or this whole journey, digital journey, what have been the key milestones which you would like to highlight? And what sort of time frame was taken to achieve those milestones? And one key challenge that you faced, and just for paucity of time, I would request each panelist to not take more than 2 minutes on that. What were the main challenges that was faced, the key milestones, and the time frame taken? And I'll start with you, Mr. Agarwal.
Thank you, Mr. Day. See, digitalization becomes the buzzword nowadays, but the fact is everything is driven by the need.
True.
Things were on hardware based. As the requirement grew, the requirement of software came. And wherever the feasibilities were there, people started implementing software-based things. It is not possible to change everything overnight.
Exactly.
As per the needs, slowly, depending on the funds available, people were changing the things and coming to the software-based instruments or equipments and the need for digitalization. What we want to achieve, that has to be decided first. And if it can be done with the data on database decisions, yes, we need to do the digitalization. I have been, throughout my life, I've been in the thermal field, basically. And there we found that as far as time frame is concerned, it was more dependent on the outages available. Because for doing any changes, you need the outage of units. So based on outages, we were changing things, we were planning, we were arranging the funds, deciding in what kind of time frame we will be able to do it. And accordingly, it was planned and done. So you can say minimum year to 2 was the requirement. Because once you plan, then you procure, and then you implement, then take the shutdown. Accordingly, the process goes. So as far as digitalization is concerned, it is all driven by the need. It is not that we'll simply say, okay, we'll digitalize the transformers. It cannot be done like this. Yes, as far as transmission system is concerned, there the digitalization of grid parameters, that is the now talk of the town. The person in the morning session from Schneider was talking about that only. So when there are too many inputs in something, you cannot manage them manually. So there also you need the digitalization so that the different applications can be implemented on that, and accordingly you get the advantages. Data are collected, data are studied, analyzed, and accordingly you come out with the decision what to do next so that things are better. That is what I can contribute on this.
Thank you. So you highlighted one very important part and on which I would come back to you later. One is obviously you mentioned the digital transformation is not just like the standalone thing. It needs to have an outcome. That can be a business outcome, that can be an operational outcome, but there has to be certain measurable outcomes which will be overall beneficial to the organization only when digital transformation makes sense, obviously. You mentioned about the funding, the budgetary challenges, and I'd come back to you in little more details on the budgetary challenges later. Okay. Next, I'll come to Dr. Tripta Thakur, and a little bit more specific on the question. Yes, digital transformation, the milestones, challenges, but more importantly, I'd like to ask with him, for this specific journey, digital journey, what sort of training or handholding or imparting skill sets that are required, and how are you looking at that?
Thank you very much. Very relevant question. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for this seminar. And as you mentioned that technology, the penetration of the technology, we are not going to stop in future. And these technologies are going to help our sector. And the way we are developing our sector, this is the first time, whatever the new technologies are available in the world, the same time India can use the technologies. It is not the time when we are going to use the discarded technologies for 10, 15 years from the developed nation, which we are going to implement in India in power sector. But the way our sector is growing, we really need to work on these technologies. As in generation transmission, as already mentioned, we really need to have a real-time control. So digitalization for making our industry ready for 4.0, 5.0 standard. But the main challenge which really we want to take care of in distribution sector, because the way the government is implementing smart meters and the smart technologies, these smart technologies are going to collect a lot of data. And how we are going to use this data, we all know that in the present time, data is the asset. So how we are going to use this data for resource adequacy, for future demand-side load management, this all will depend how we are going to use. And whenever we want to use this data, we really need a skilled manpower, which is really lacking. When I started in NPTI, as you all know, as a national apex body for providing training and capacity building, when 3 years back when RDSS was floated and the entire training program was given to NPTI by ministry, and when we started the training program, very, very initial stage, even the superintendent engineers are asking to us, what you mean by AMI? And when my team went to the APRDAP scheme, earlier scheme, where the SCADA was implemented, I will not give the name, but in Rajasthan, we went there, then the team told us that if you want to come, you have to inform us 2 days in advance. Then only we will allow you to enter in our premises. So I was shocked to know that everything was packed in the box. When we went there, they called the vendor who has the contract. He came, again, he has put everything in the table, and he has shown us that what this means. So our DISCOM people are really not trained for that purpose. So this time, very first time, whatever scheme are coming, like RDSS or PM Muft Ghar Bijli Yojana, Surya Ghar Bijli Yojana, the ministry itself has put the money, very good money for training and capacity building. If we are not going to make our DISCOM people very much ready to use these technologies, which are the technology which are really going to change the sector entirely. SCADA is going to come in 300 city and the DISCOM RDSS scheme. If these people are not trained, then again we are going to see the fate कि सब बॉक्स में बंद हो जाएगा, जब कोई आएगा तो उसको दिखा देंगे. और बाकी भी क्या हो रहा है, the way the disruptive technologies are changing the sector, AI, generative AI, all these things are going to help us. So if we really want to become the competitive, if we really want to keep abreast with the latest technologies, it is so essential to train our manpower. Similarly, the drawback is if you will not train manpower, they are not ready to work. And also because of cyber threat, everyone has to be trained in the cyber technology as well. So a lot of requirement for training, and we must use this kind of platform to tell all the MDs, all the high-end people that they should not think that training is only अच्छा घूमने जाना है, training करना है, तो last priority. No, this should be the very first priority from the top management. Then only our engineers, who are the brilliant engineers across the India, can take any kind of challenge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So basically, great. That applause shows basically what you are talking about is changing the mindset that should precede whatever is executed further. Great. I'll come back to you later, more detail on that. Subodh, Nigam, next, I'll come to you. Again, the same question, the key milestones in digital transformation, time frame and the challenge, one major challenge.
Basically, I would like to thank you for this.
Sure.
I'm from MP Power Generating Company, and we are into thermal generation, hydro generation, and a bit of solar generation as well. We are moving on to solar in a big way. We have a major chunk of thermal of the state sector. We have got a good share of hydro in the state sector. As far as this digital journey you are talking about, it is basically what Mr. Agarwal was just telling. It is the need of the hour. We have got huge data bank, and we are not able to use that much. Where this digital journey is required. I was reading about this digital twin digital model. So the historical data and then the real-time data. Based on the historical, the creation of the model and putting all those realistic data on the model and getting the real output, which we have been doing manually for so many years. But with this technological development, this digital advantage is with us. So it's not a challenge right now, it is an opportunity in fact. And this opportunity is supported with the worldwide development in this sector. We have got initial pilot model in some of the things. For example, we have been doing AI and digitization advantages for transformer monitoring. Okay. For this, we have initiated a project wherein the data are being fetched from the system, like DGA analysis and other vibration, temperature and all. And putting all those data, we are getting the predictive, using the predictive model, when the failure may occur, what kind of failure may occur, and what are the other failure chances in the particular transformer. So initially we are using in power transformer, and using this AI model, lot of predictions can help us avoid the failure, premature failure, and we can go for preventive maintenance or opportunity-based maintenance depending upon the intensity of the failure predicted. So these are the, in fact, opportunities before us. We cannot just outline the time frame when it can be done, but this is certainly an opportunity which we are using, we have started using. Apart from in the thermal, we are using it in hydro also. We are collecting data. We have been collecting data manually, but now through the this model, and we are putting in the model and getting the predictive outputs. So
Thank you.
that way it is quite useful to us.
Thank you. So you have sort of telling about turning the challenge into an opportunity and basically applying AI into the data to generate meaningful insights that can help both in terms of predictive and preventive maintenance. Great, great to know that. Rameshwar, I'll come to you next. Again, the same question. Digital transformation journey, what were the key milestones and the one main challenge that you would like to highlight?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I wanted to tell you that digital transformation is started from last 2 decades. And this is the need of the industry because अगर आप देखेंगे कि जनरेशन डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जो है वो इंडस्ट्री में स्टार्ट हुआ है 10 या 2 डिकेड्स पहले से। वहाँ से शुरुआत हमारी हुई नीड बेस्ड, जब हम लोगों ने अपना आईटी इनिशिएट किया, देन हम लोगों ने धीरे धीरे कंप्यूटराइजेशन किया, देन द रिक्वायरमेंट चेंज, देन द फोकस इज चेंज, देन फोकस इज ऑन द कंज्यूमर बेस्ड हो गया, देन एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द सिस्टम बढ़ाने के लिए हमारा स्मार्ट ग्रिड की तरफ हम लोग मूव हुए। तो धीरे धीरे हमारा जो डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है वो चेंज होता गया एज पर द रिक्वायरमेंट और द वर्ल्ड वाइड जो भी अदर कंट्रीज़ में इनोवेशन चल रहा है उसको कंपेल करने के लिए। तो एज पर द डिस्कॉम इज कंसर्न, अगर मैं आपको बताऊं तो हमारे यहाँ पे भी इनिशियली जो फोकस था वो कंज्यूमर ओरिएंटेड एप्लीकेशंस पे था, देन फिर धीरे धीरे फोकस शिफ्ट हुआ हमारा स्मार्ट ग्रिड के ऊपर, फिर देन धीरे धीरे हमारा फोकस हुआ एसेट मेंटेनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर, देन सो मैनी सिस्टम वी हैव इंस्टॉल्ड लाइक ERP हो गया हमारे यहाँ पे, देन हम लोगों ने SCADA सिस्टम इम्प्लीमेंट किया, GIS सिस्टम इम्प्लीमेंट किया। नाउ वी हैव लॉट्स ऑफ डेटा इज़ अवेलेबल फ्रॉम दीज सिस्टम्स। अब ये जो डेटा हमारे पास आया तो इस डेटा का यूज़ करने के लिए हम लोग को एक डेटा लेक बनाना पड़ा, क्योंकि मीनिंगफुल डेटा इंसाइट निकालना एक डेटा बेस के अंदर से वो बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज, न्यू चैलेंज जो कि हमें फेस करना पड़ा। देन वी हैव डेवलप वन डेटा लेक इन विच ऑल द टेक्नोलॉजी आर इंटीग्रेटेड विथ ईच अदर्स। देन उस डेटा लेक के ऊपर हमारे यहाँ पे जैसे अभी करेंटली AI/ML है, AI/ML का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो रहा है। AI/ML के बेस पे हम लोग इंसाइट्स निकालते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल रेवेन्यू प्रोटेक्शन के लिए थेफ्ट डिटेक्शन हो रहा है, एसेट मेंटेनेंस के लिए हमारे यहाँ पे प्रिवेंटिव एसेट मेंटेनेंस के लिए AI का हम लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं। तो धीरे धीरे डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के साथ साथ डेटा ग्रो भी हुआ, डेटा ग्रो के साथ साथ उसके इंसाइट्स निकालने के लिए हमें AI/ML का यूज़ करना पड़ा। जब हमारे पास डेटा और IT इनोवेशन इतना ज़्यादा हो गया, देन उसको सिक्योर रखना इज़ द प्राइमरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ आवर्स। तो नाउ इट इज़ डेटा सिक्योरिटी और साइबर सिक्योरिटी इज़ द की चैलेंज और की फोकस एरिया ऑफ द ऑल द इंडस्ट्रीज और ऑल द पर्सनस। तो उसके ऊपर भी हम लोग को फोकस करना चाहिए, क्योंकि डेटा सिक्योरिटी अगर अवेलेबल नहीं होगी और डेटा ब्रीच होगा तो कंज्यूमर का इंपॉर्टेंट डेटा भी ब्रीच हो सकता है, और इसलिए साइबर सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर फोकस करना चाहिए। और आज के सिनेरियो में साइबर सिक्योरिटी के लिए भी हमारे डिस्कॉम्स ने काफ़ी एक्टिविटी की है। लाइक हमारे यहाँ पे SOC इम्प्लीमेंट हम लोगों ने किया है, NOC इम्प्लीमेंट हम लोगों ने किया है। हमारा जो क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है SCADA, वो NCIPC की गाइडेंस में हम लोग उसको रन कर रहे हैं, उसको कंप्लाइंस कर रहे हैं। तो इस तरह से हम लोगों को ध्यान देना चाहिए कि सिक्योरिटी इंश्योर करना आज की डेट में पावर सेक्टर में इज प्राइमरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ आवर।
Thank you. Thank you. You have very nicely traced the evolution of वो digital transformation ऐसे ही नहीं बोलते हैं कि the evolution from and that has been need based from consumer oriented application to smart grid to now more data driven insights which can basically enhance the performance of the operations. Great to know that. Rajesh, I'll come to you next. The digital transformation journey, how you will track it, and what has been the main challenge?
Thank you. I am coming from ANERT, Kerala. nodal agency of state nodal agency of MNRE in the state of Kerala. As I am coming from the renewable energy sector, I can talk on the digital transformation in renewable energy. As you know, the digital transformation takes place everywhere. In renewable energy sector also the same thing happens. We are in the field of renewable energy for the last more than, since 1986 onwards, we are in the renewable energy field. We came across with many transformations in the technology sector, especially in the renewable energy sector during these periods. In case of the solar panel technologies, battery technologies, inverter technologies, everywhere we can see the drastic changes. During the recent introduction of the AI technologies, there is immense scope in the development of this renewable energy sector. Earlier, in the early 1990s, we felt very difficult to move with the technologies. In the process of installation, we face the real difficulty when we go for installations. Here see for example, in renewable energy installation, there are many stages. First of all, data collection, then technical feasibility study, then comes actual installation, design of the system, then coming installation, commissioning, then troubleshooting or maintenance. In all these stages, there is application for the, we can see the difference, the technological difference during these some decades ago. Here, simply by sitting in our office, we can monitor everything happens in the field. See, there are microgrid solar power plants. During 1990s, we had to physically visit there for analyzing the details. See, for example, if there is any maintenance issue, we will be knowing it after many days. But nowadays, everything is available in our mobile. Smart street lighting systems are there. There in every parameter, the luminance of the system, the battery voltage, panel voltage, everything we can monitor by simply sitting in our office. We need not go to the site. In that way, we can realize the advantages in front of us itself.
Thank you. So you are emphasizing on the conversion of automation from a manual process and how in each and every step that has helped in this journey. Great. Johnson Daniel, next I'll come to you. Again, the same question, the milestones in that journey, digital journey, and one key challenge that you would like to highlight.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am representing Kerala. Kerala State Electricity Board giving 100% electricity to Kerala State. This is a state PSU with generating, transmission and distribution. Everything a single company. I think only one company in India, because as per the Act, this may diversify into this sector. In Kerala, state government decided that this is becoming only one company. That is why the strength of the union is very high. The main challenge is the implementing the digitalization. They feel reduce the manpower. Some 3 years back, Government of India decided to implement a smart meter on TOTEX model. And government decided to give a 30% viability gap funding also. Okay. The unions objected that Kerala not go for this TOTEX model. They objected. Government also decided not, we don't want TOTEX model. Now state government directly tendered and 3 lakhs smart meters. The program is now going on. It's a CAPEX model, not TOTEX model. Okay. That is the main challenge. Kerala State Electricity Board also, they developed their indigenous software called URMA for payment to the LT consumers. Kerala having around 14 million consumers, out of this 11 million domestic consumers, 75% domestic consumers. They have a separate software called URMA. Actually, this is a bi-monthly billing. Once taken the readings, every consumer having a registered mobile number, they got a message. That is, this is your LCT consumption, this is the energy bill, this is the date of, last date of the payment date and the cutoff date. They can online, they can, through an online portal, they can done the payment. Before that, they were directly go to the section office and the payment directly. That is, they successfully implemented the program. Also, this digitalization, their present distribution loss is only 8.23. As per the PAT target, this was 9.08 on 31st March 25. They achieved around 8.23. That's a very great achievement. Smart meter implementation is going on. The Urja Mitra implementation, the outage of system, Urja Mitra application through, they integrated with the RE CTPL for 11 kV outage information. That is already implemented. KSIP integration, KSIP, the KCBL building application with the ease of doing business portal, KSIDC streamlining online service connection to applications for new enterprises. It's an online application system. NILA program, LED streetlight program, that is, there is all these integrated with the CCMS for monitoring and verification. Okay. Then e-Samyam, this is a token system for visitors to KCB office, aiming to improve the visitor management. Then SMS integration, KCB has integrated SMS gateway for various applications to improve communication with the consumers. Any power failure, scheduled power failure or maintenance, every consumer got a message that is that tomorrow, this time to this time, the power failure is there. Then e-office paperless office system is already implemented. Data center, KCB established a data center to KCB Vidyut and Trivandrum and connected all their section offices.
Okay.
And
so all the applications.
Yeah, there's a good initiative, Kerala State LCD Board.
Listing down the applications, which one very interesting thing you mentioned about the changing from the CapEx to an OpEx model, many of these applications. So that's an interesting aspect that you talked about. Subhash, Bankey, now you're coming from a private power utility and most, and we heard a lot about the data insights. So how that data, all these analytics is applied on it, or Gen AI or whatever, to ultimately the whole goal is to have better insights. So how is your experience here, and going forward, how do you look at it?
Okay, so good afternoon one and all, and thank you for this opportunity. So as we or everybody spoke about the digital transformation, and you rightly said about the data and the training Madam talked about. So we also believe the data is certainly the key or the oil for any analytics. If you don't have the right data, it may have the difference meaning at what level we have the right data, but if the data is right at the source, that is very important. And this is what I would say the first milestone for us also, to correct the data at the source.
True.
Like if you don't have the sensorization in the assets, transformer, reactor, circuit breaker, whatever it is at the field. Let's do that first. So fundamental layer is how we are taking care for the data, how this is flowing from one stage to another, what is the check gates. This is as part of the business process re-engineering or management. Just to ensure your data is flowing in the right direction, at the right speed and the right, all about the authorization and authentication we spoke about in the morning session as well. Now, as far as experience is concerned in the data and insight, so we are in the transmission line business and in the distribution also. So I can tell you one use case which we recently implemented or about to finish, which is nothing but the CRM or GenAI-based chat bot for the end customers, just to take care for their complaint so that automatically it should be responded. So many things can be closed then and there rather than people will go. So for that, certainly we need to implement the sources where the data is coming correctly. That is what we did first. And then on top of that, this digital transformation initiative, just to ensure the people would not need to wait for so many minutes that you are in a queue, 3 more minutes, 2 more minutes and 1 more minute. This is what the biggest benefit we get so that people need not to wait for their queries to answered.
Thank you for highlighting this extremely important point. Okay, as I mentioned, we are running behind schedule. So I'll just do one round with each of you and request you to restrict your answer to 1 minute each so that we can complete, and we'll start with you, RP Agarwal, again, and the budget. That has been one of the issues that you have talked about. So any innovative suggestions, or how do you look at managing these budgetary constraints from the utilities front? What would your suggestions or advice be? Briefly, 1 minute.
Yeah, it's a very nice question. There are two aspects. One is new installation, another is modernizing the old ones. As far as new installations are concerned, go as per the need. Whatever is needed, what is latest, what can be adopted and will match or integrate in the system, accordingly we have to arrange the funds and implement it. As far as older ones are concerned, we have to go again as per need. Like say in NTPC, when one of the places in 2 units, we had to completely change the whole C&I system. It was pro control based, now it is being brought to max DNA. So it depends what is the need. And accordingly the funds are required. In old plants, you will find R&M schemes are there, and accordingly people are managing funds. Some places, when the need is there, even if R&M is not there, you have to arrange your own funds and go for it. It all depends what is the magnitude of change and the advantages you are going to get.
Okay.
Suppose you are going to implement something for turbine safety, the funds may be higher, but you have to arrange for it, because one catastrophic failure means whole thing gone. Another thing, you are simply trying to monitor the data, the trend of the data, the normal deterioration in the system. So you may go for the lesser funding also. Like NTPC, we implemented one plant information system. We are collecting the data over the period for whole the year, and then we are looking at what is the deterioration transformation. And accordingly, we can take the decision what to do next.
Okay. Thank you. So basically what you are mentioning is do both a TCO and ROI and accordingly use the budget.
Of course,
Great.
everything is economics based.
Thanks. Dr. Tripta, in terms of specific training, what's the future? What are the plans? Briefly, 1 minute.
Yeah. So we are designing all the courses which are very relevant, especially in the data science, data mining, data visualizations, and especially data analytics, which the DISCOM people can use for demand forecast and other analysis purpose. But as far as you are asking for budget, all the RDSS scheme, the budget for training is provided by Ministry of Power. MNRE is providing budget for training under MNRE scheme like PM Suryaghar Muft Bijli Yojana. But what I really want, transmission company, the government is supporting DISCOM, but in the transmission company and generation company, they are rich company. Only attitude is needed. Another way for getting the fund, they can always, I am always talking to the regulator. Regulators are very keen to support training and capacity building. So they are saying that if the transmission Genco company are coming for the total expenditure and they want to include money for training and capacity building, they will just approve that. So all transmission and DISCOM companies can put up the requirement of training, analyze that, put up the money in front of regulator. Regulator will certainly include that money, and ultimately it will go to consumer.
Thank you. Thank you. Subodh sir, you talked, emphasized a lot on the data part. So I want to ask an associated area. How can utilities focus on the strategic compliance angle, conformance with compliance angle when you are undergoing this digital transformation? Brief, 1 minute, sir.
That's a good question. Before answering to your question, I would like to thank Tripta Thakur for what she said she has approached the regulator, and regulator is keen to fund us. So that's a big information to us. So I would like to thank her for this thing. What I'm asked is about the regulatory compliances. Yes, we are into a regulated business, so regulatory compliance have to be met. In the present situation, particularly, I'm taking you to this sustainable world where this solar, wind, and other intermittent power supplies are there. So thermal flexibilization has been a big issue for all of us, particularly all the generators. It's a challenge, but the regulator is allowing us for all these changes which are mandated by the law or the statutory part. That way, I can say that we are going aggressively into thermal flexibilization, wherein it is required that we should allow AGC also. This is automatic generation control, wherein the load dispatch center will be regulating up to the 5% of our running load by automatically from their end. And we have to make all the machines compliant to this. So this is a big challenge. Another challenge is flexibilization, I told you, particularly the ramp up and ramp down rates. So in this sustainable world, the thermal is having these challenges, and fortunately all these are being funded by the regulators, most of them on this prudence check basis. So that way all these challenges can be met, but it's a new venture into the AGC and flexibilization. Studies are on. Some of the generators have actually implemented partially, but not to the scale where that much is required by the regulations. That is
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rameshwar, sir, you talked a lot on the data analysis and the data digitalization. One question I'd like to ask, in the overall ecosystem of your organization, there are different stakeholders. How do you involve all of those stakeholders in this whole digital journey?
As I earlier mentioned, कि digital transformation में जर्नी में आप देखेंगे कि डिफरेंट टाइम पे डिफरेंट आईटी सिस्टम इन्वॉल्व हुए, इम्प्लीमेंटेड हुए, और डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स जो है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे यहाँ पे डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, जिसमें कि एक हमारा O&M डिपार्टमेंट है, देन फिर हमारा प्रोक्योरमेंट डिपार्टमेंट है, डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट है, डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, और ड्यूरिंग द डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ERP इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑल दीज स्टेक होल्डर्स को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाना सबसे बड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट चैलेंज था. बट आफ्टर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ ERP ऑल द डिपार्टमेंट्स आर इंटरकनेक्टेड एंड ईजीली ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन आर शेयरिंग बिटवीन ऑल द डिपार्टमेंट्स. तो हमारे यहाँ फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट है, परचेस है, प्रोक्योरमेंट है, मैं HR है, मैं सारे डिपार्टमेंट में आपस में सारे स्टेक होल्डर अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन एक दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट से शेयर करने लगे. देन उसके बाद फिर हमारा सेकंड आया कि हमारे जो एसेट है, लाइक 11 kV लाइन है, DTR लाइन है, कंज्यूमर्स हैं, तो इनके ऊपर जब डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में हम लोगों ने ऑटोमेशन किया, SCADA किया, MDAS इम्प्लीमेंट किया, देन स्मार्ट मीटर्स इम्प्लीमेंट किए, देन दिस टाइप ऑफ स्टेक होल्डर्स को जब हम एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लेके आए और वहाँ पे एक डेटा MDM, एक कॉमन MDM में हम सारी इंफॉर्मेशन एक जगह लेके आए, देन ईजी हो गया सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स के लिए कि एक दूसरे स्टेक होल्डर्स की इंफॉर्मेशन देख पाए, इजीली एक्सेस कर पाए. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ़ कोई अगर हमारा O&M का व्यक्ति चाहता है कि एक कंज्यूमर्स की इंफॉर्मेशन मिले कि ये किस DTR किस फीडर से कनेक्टेड है, किस EHV सब स्टेशन से इसकी पावर आ रही है, फिर देन EHV के बाद किस ट्रांसमिशन सब स्टेशन से आ रहा है, देन किस जनरेशन से ये एनर्जी आ रही. तो आज की डेट में हम लोग ये आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं कि अगर एक पर्टिकुलर कंज्यूमर्स के पास कोई इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आ रही है तो उसका जनरेशन यूनिट्स कहाँ है, कहाँ से वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास हो रही है, किस किस ग्रिड से पास होकर उस पर्टिकुलर कंज्यूमर्स तक आ रही है. तो ऑल द स्टेक होल्डर्स हैज़ गॉट बेनिफिट फ्रॉम दिस डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस.
Okay, show the benefits to all the stakeholders to get them. Great. Rajesh, going ahead, what are the key focus areas that you would like to highlight? Briefly, 1 minute.
In our department,
Yeah, and so the key focus areas that you would like to highlight maybe in the next 12 to 18 months.
with respect to the activities of our organization,
The organization.
okay, recently we are doing the conventional programs, but we are going to switch over to green hydrogen activities. There will be a drastic demand in Kerala sector. Kerala is not an industrial state, but there is a transport sector, there is huge demand for hydrogen, especially,
Okay.
especially this green hydrogen. We are making some initiatives with the Array and Department of Science and Technology. With their financial assistance, we are going to implement hydrogen refueling stations and hydrogen-powered trucks in association with Ashok Leyland. Some such type of transformation is, we are going for such type of transformation in transportation sector.
Okay, thank you. Johnson, the one idea, Kerala, there's a lot of focus on the renewables. And renewables, overall, India has a target till 2030 of 500 gigawatts. So when we are talking about this digital evolution and renewables were the focus, what are the areas that you would like to emphasize on?
Sir, solar energy already, the morning session, my colleague mentioned that solar energy already closed the installation around 1,500 megawatt, plus every month 35 to 40 megawatt adding. That is why daytime the power is excess. That is why now there is a new tariff the Regulatory Commission introduced for high-end consumers, that is the domestic consumers having the power consumption more than 250 units or above. Up to 250 units telescopic tariff. Above, non-telescopic tariff. They having a discount of 10% on the daytime, not the tariff, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 10% discount. In the night peak time, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 25% extra on the normal tariff. That is that's a behavior changing. Then the planning to this excess power to storage system. Already Kerala State Electricity Board signed the agreement with the SECI for 500 megawatt battery storage system at Kasaragod that already may commission the next April 26 April they commissioned. Then again 100 megawatt solar plus 200 megawatt bus again signed the agreement with the SECI. Then the pumped storage system is planning, KCB planning 3,000 megawatt in 2030. And the EMC also identified some project that is for private players. EMC already signed an agreement with the MOE with the REC, Rural Electrification Corporation, for low interest rate funding around 60,000 crore rupees for these private matters. It is the new initiative in Kerala.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Subhash, I'll come to you. The last part, one which we have not touched, I would like you to touch on when we are talking about digital evolution and all that. How do you adopt to different sustainability measures? The big thing is sustainable now. So at the same time, how do you manage between the two?
So I believe it's a big subject, sustainability, and we should not forget about it. So if we talk about the digital transformation or initiative and sustainability, both should go hands on hands. We cannot just say for society or sustainability of the people or the culture or anything, whatever it is, we can keep aside and we can just go ahead with the digital transformation. So I'll just take an example. Let's say if we want to evolve so many things or we want to develop an area, right? Be it digital transformation or any industry. So at the same time, we need to create an ecosystem for the people. Those are living there, right? For society, for the carbon footprint or the carbon reduction, which we talked about in the previous session also. So for that, everybody need to think and put a proper plan before move ahead with that just for the digital transformation or any other initiative.
Thank you. With that, we conclude this panel discussion. And before we disperse, I would like to, I would request Ms. Divya Dave Jain to come on stage. She is the Deputy General Manager, Energy Department, Government of MP. And please hand over a token of appreciation to all our panelists. Please, ma'am. Can we have the tokens here? So let's start with Mr. R.P. Agarwal. A round of applause here. Dr. Tripta Thakur. Subodh Nigam. Rameshwar Chaturvedi. Rajesh R. Johnson Daniel. Subhash Bankey. Ma'am, if you can just get back, I'd request all the panelists to come for a group photograph, ma'am, you can.